everybody, thanks for tuning in to the first episode of the Lucky Lotus FM podcast. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Brijesh.
We're going to be covering a wide range of topics. Just going to start saying thanks for tuning in for the first episode. The way we know each other is we went to the same high school in Memphis, Tennessee. This is filmed in Memphis, Tennessee, brought to you by two people from Germantown High School.
Also, I work at India Palace.
Okay, fair enough. For those who are not from the Memphis area, what is Indian Palace?
It's India Palace. It's an establishment.
There you go, a little small business plug. So let's go get started. You doing all right? Do you just want to give us your social and your blood type while we're here?
Yeah.
So I used to do podcasts for a long time. I did about 6 of them all at once. It got to be too much during COVID. I stopped doing it, lost touch with some of the people I used to do a podcast with. Still really good friends with a lot of people I did the podcast with, so I'm excited to be here working our way through some kinks over there. What happened to your mic?
Dude, I don't know what's going on.
We'll mute it. We'll fix it in post pre-cut.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
We'll have to get those union reps on it.
And I'm gonna be on YouTube videos.
We just want to say we're an open orifice for sponsorship right now. So if you like what you're hearing so far, and
it's a big game.
It's a bit off the rails in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, if you want to, if any of our viewers have any suggestions,
yes,
leave
please.
it in the comment.
We'll have an
please.
email or a phone number you can call in and leave dirty voicemails too.
That'll be my dad's phone number.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. What's going on in your world this week?
So not much, just trying to get ready for this podcast, trying to figure out how to structure this. Did not even know where to start. So
we're going open right now, so we'll have a better agenda next time. We're just trying to make sure the mics and everything work and see what the post product is for this. So you're gonna have to bear with us a little bit, folks, and bear down and just tune into that sexy chocolate voice.
He's dissing me right now. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. My co-host is already fighting with me.
You're doing a great job.
I'm
gonna uplift you.
Right here.
Whatever you want, King. You drop this, your crown. All right, so we'll kick it off with a segment called My Roman Empire. So what was the most random thought you had this week?
The most random thought, okay, Genghis Khan, if he had drones, how much more of a conquest could he have done?
It's like, I mean, you think he'd be pretty good right now? There's like no rare earth minerals anywhere near that area. That's like in Russia, and you can fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure there's like not a lot of resources in Mongolia, but that's fair enough.
Well, I mean, China's right around the corner. Did it take it over?
Yeah, that's true. They do have most of the rare earth minerals, and that's why we're in Ukraine.
Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham's got an all-time clip where he's like, "We need our money. We need them rare earth minerals." They talked about rare earth minerals today with Trump and the guy from. I'll tell you what my random thought was. I was eating at a restaurant and this guy looked exactly like Zelensky. He looked like Zelensky. He does have like a tattoo and like a nose ring.
Yeah, he brought back camo fatigues.
Yeah, exactly. He brought him back from the 1980 Miami Hurricanes. What do you know about that?
Tell me more about
this. This is just going to be references that Brijesh goes way over his head because he's not a big Indian or he's not a big American football fan.
I'm okay. I'm not.
You can put me on game. I hear there's something called cricket.
Croquet. So I can't even put you on that. My dad loves cricket, but me, when it comes to sports, I have utterly no idea what's going on. Well, I do, but it's like I'd rather go watch a sport in person.
Maybe we'll get in like the cricket Twitter, like cricket Instagram, and just really load up the comments. Really, just be like, who's like the Michael Jordan of cricket?
Sachin Tendulkar.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
I knew you were. Why'd you let me?
I couldn't even repeat that if I wanted to.
You could. I believe in you.
I'll tell you a really big thing is people that don't speak the language that constantly like to try and pronounce something like that guy's name to the people that do speak the language. So I find myself all the time like going to get food, speaking the native language of like the restaurant I went to. But then I only know like 2 or 3 words, and then I'm just kind of standing there in the wind, like just like, why did I even do that? I look like such an idiot.
Dude, when I was in elementary school, not even elementary, middle, you'd have teachers who just put extra vowels or mispronounce. Well, they were trying to pronounce it correctly.
The Key and Peele skit, Aaron.
Yeah, Brijesh.
Brijesh. My last name always becomes the name of like a very famous serial killer. People just read that name and then they just say it, and it has no W's in it. So they say Berkowitz.
Yeah.
Like there's no W's in my last name.
Well, okay. What happened not last week, but 2 weeks ago when you told my mom your first name and she called you when you told her your
Yeah, she called me Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy from Germany. That's what it was. So that was good. It's Jimmy with a Y.
Yeah, don't worry. It happens in every culture. Everyone mispronounces names.
Yeah, I like to really throw people off and say Jimmy with a Y, and then they don't even know that Jimmy with an IE exists, or they don't know that Jimmy, like Jimi Hendrix, Jimi, exists.
Well,
not a lot of Jimis anymore.
Well, see, these things normal people don't look this stuff up anyways. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no one goes through the day thinking, "Hey,
I don't really live a normal life, so I don't know.
What kind of life does Jimmy Burkles live?
I get stuck watching movies, going to Wikipedia, looking up the filmography, and then figuring out what every movie that people have been in are. And I'm like, I wonder what else they did. And then I find out like extremely interesting details, like Ben Stiller wrote this movie that he's not even in and stuff. So
which one?
I don't know. I have to tell you what it was. I was just trapped in like a random doom scrolling hole, is what I would say. I did see Ben Stiller's coming out with a pickleball movie that's supposed to be pretty funny. That like really craps on pickleball.
Well, is comedy coming back? Do you think?
No. Andy Roddick's going to be in the movie, but to answer your question, no. I just saw that like Theo Vaughn and David Spade are doing a movie and they had to finance it themselves.
Yeah.
Because everyone in Hollywood wants to do a movie now, but you have to have an IP.
Yeah.
So like, how would they ever make movies like Tommy Boy, Big Daddy?
Yeah.
Like any of those Adam Sandler movies don't have an IP, but Adam Sandler's got the ultimate thing because he gets paid like 5 times when a movie comes out. Directing, editing, writing, producing. He owns a production company.
Yeah. Well, okay, so talking about movies, when big movies have a $240 million budget, I think that's money laundering happening.
Yeah, or like, what's that scary movie where they do it first person POV and like a handheld camera that's like about the house and they have all of it? Someone out there's definitely like saying what it is, but I don't know what it is.
It's, oh my God.
Yeah,
it's
you know what I'm talking. I got to look this up.
And
because that movie was like a $200,000 budget, and it really changed like how Hollywood. There's the Blair Witch Project, but that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one where there's like a
Paranormal
demon.
Activity?
Yeah, Paranormal Activity. Yeah, that really changed everything.
That dude, remember scary movies?
Yeah,
they were good. I don't think they're ever coming back.
It's good stuff. So what do you what do you think? What else has been going on this week for you? Anything good? We're trying to look over here at this.
Let me just
So go over there and check it. And we'll edit this out.
We have my computer is not connected to the internet. My phone is shooting Jimmy right now, so I have nothing to shoot.
You have an iPad shooting you, and then my MacBook's right here.
Yeah. So
why don't you go over there and check that, bud? If it makes you feel any better, mine timed out too. My laptop.
Yeah. It's oh man, it powered off completely.
Did it? Okay, it's still going?
Yeah.
Well, get back over here because no one can hear you because you're not talking into the mic. Well, whatever that is. Yeah, so we're good. I mean, it's still going. We're fine.
It's still, we're still
Here's what I'm going to do. When you do the edit, you clap, and then you'll see where it is to edit it out. You just go like look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was aggressive.
So we had some technical issues. We're back now. Well, I think the next segment that we're going to do is my personally favorite segment, which was what was your boy bossing too close to the sun moment. So for those of you first-time listeners, which is everybody because it's the first episode, this would be like a guy next to you on a plane taking off his shoes and his socks and putting his bare feet on the plane, which I've had to do a few times for a bachelor party when I was coming back from it. I was in rough shape.
That's beautiful. That's so American. That is so American.
What was your boy boss moment this week?
So I don't have a boy boss moment, but I do have one for Elon Musk.
Okay, you can do Elon Musk boy boss moment.
Well, you did, dude. He sent out a email to all the different departments saying, "Give me a status update every single week."
Don't they just have to give 5 bullet points of what they did last week for a certain period? He's not asking them to do it every week. He just needs them to do it one time. But some people are refusing to do it, period.
So the way Sagar and Jetty from Breaking Points put it was that you already have it's one thing to see Elon Musk as a visionary, but it's another. Don't fart. Don't fart. Did you just fart?
Didn't.
Okay, well, we're in a closed space, but it's one. Thank you. You caught that. You're caught.
Good.
On 4K.
There we go.
But Elon Musk, okay, it's one thing to look like a visionary, but then it's another thing to look like a tyrannical boss. Adding one more thing, about 5 BS bullet points about what you did in the week.
Well, what if you're
Think
doing
about it,
if you're doing stuff? How hard is it to come up with 5 things?
I don't know. It's just more of a tedious chore.
Can you name 5 things you did at work today? I bet you can.
I can tell you all the things I messed up.
If you take out the trash and you open up the building, that's 2 things.
I don't think he's looking for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's your job, that's what he's asking.
But
What's your job?
The FBI too. Like, what do you post? Hey, we're like 10. We're about 5 steps closer.
I saw that there was a whistleblower today that said they're deleting the Epstein files because there may be some big names on it who we're not going to slander or libel on here.
Well,
what's the difference between slander and libel? Let me put you on game.
Put me on game. Put me on
I
game.
think slander is said and libel is written. Can
You know
you
what?
check that?
I could.
Hey, could you check that, bud?
I could if this is connected to Wi-Fi.
We're co-hosts. I'm really hitting you with the Jamie. I'll look it up, Brijesh. Don't worry about it.
I can't believe I failed as Jamie. My phone's right there. I'm so tempted to like.
We're leaving it in now. Libel versus slander. This is making for great
I do know what
podcasting.
means. It's an adjective.
Yeah, Brijesh likes to send me these things, and some of them are funny. But the one you sent me today was not funny at all. It's like you sent me that, and it says that, and it's just
You
like
really hurt my. The way he responded to that text was, "Please don't send this to me again if it's not funny."
yeah. I mean, it wasn't.
It wasn't funny, but
dude, I'm the ultimate.
Break it
I'm
down.
the ultimate guy on Instagram where I'll send like 10 memes in a row, and no one in the group messages responded. So libel is the act of knowingly making a verbal statement. No, excuse me. Slander is verbal.
Yeah.
Isn't that what I said? Yeah, slander is verbal and libel. So yeah, I just really boy boss too close to the sun explaining that definition.
Yeah, mansplaining already. Jeez, you can really tell who's.
I'll tell you, if you ever want to get out of mansplaining, here's what you say. You say, before I over-explain this to you, how much do you know about this topic?
Does that actually work?
Yes.
Does that actually work?
I've done it several times.
To who?
People that I've worked with in my professional career.
I feel like if I did that, I would come off way too.
So I do want to address the Band-Aid. This is probably my boy bossing too close to the sun. I did that. So
we're not sharing any BP stories.
I cut my hand. I'm not sharing any stories and stuff. I got back from a bachelor party, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
So
it was
anyway,
a good weekend.
So we got some current event topics. You're talking about Elon Musk and stuff. Yeah. What have you been watching?
You've been
watching a little White Lotus on Lucky Lotus FM?
Not yet.
Give us your best radio voice.
Hey guys, how are you? Sounds like ASMR.
You'll be like 101.9 The Weasel.
Channel 14. Tuning in. But okay, I've got a couple. We can talk about the economic collapse that's headed our way.
Okay, what do you think the economic indicator collapse is? Because I have one that I think people aren't looking for, and you better not say the meteorite.
You better. I was actually going to say it's Mercury in retrograde. No, it's Warren Buffett taking the most amount of free. How do I say this?
Liquid capital.
Liquid capital that he's ever accumulated.
What did he take it out of?
Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay, but what did Berkshire Hathaway eliminate that he took the liquid capital out of, or he took stock? He took money out of the stock.
Dang! And now I'm gonna look like an idiot.
Well, I've
got no.
You're the one that asked.
I'm the one who's talking about it. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Lucky Lotus. Here we go. So, let me paraphrase what Sagar said. Basically,
for everyone else, I don't know what Sagar is.
Sagar is a co-host on Breaking Points, a online news source, a new what is it? It's a new age news source. It's the Fox News, MSNBC, CNN of the internet.
Riveting.
It is very riveting. That's what I watched, dude.
Keep it rolling.
Okay, here. So Warren Buffett has a lot of free capital, and that's an indicator that there's going to be a market correction. Just because, first of all, since 2020, prices have inflated ridiculously. No one can legitimately buy a house even if they wanted to. If our generation, if we had to produce paying the mortgage on a house right now is so out of pocket, not out of pocket, so out of our means that basically if you're not living at home, you kind of, or like just.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make a decision. Are you going to live at home for 5 years or 10 years and save the money and then buy a house? Or are you going to try and make it on your own? But there's some people who do not, like I truly believe they should not live with their parents. And there's some people that I'm like, why did you ever move out of your parents' house? Like, and I find that people have a really nice setup tend to move out of their parents' house. And then people that have a really bad setup tend to never move away from their parents.
Okay, so it's context dependent. I guess I have a very nice setup.
I mean, isn't that everything? It all depends.
It all depends.
That's what I had a supply chain teacher, and he had this weird accent. He was from Maine. He'd be like, "Well, it all depends." It was like I can't even do the accent. Like, I'm from Maine.
I know. It was okay. Was this? This was in high school, was it?
No, this was in. I just said it was a professor. What professor do you know that works?
Look at me listening.
Yeah, you're like you guys should listen to us. I'm not even going to listen to him
because I got my own monologue that I'm ready to spew out. But okay, so your high school professor had a really weird accent. And
my college professor, for the second time,
your college professor.
This is really the third time. It had an accent from Maine. It is one of the strangest accents. But we have the Tennessee, or I have the Tennessee drawl, and I mean, I think I kind of have an accent, but my whole family is from Wisconsin. Yeah. So I say certain words, like I used to say roof instead of roof.
Well, okay, at least you can say the word bowl.
Or a big indicator you're from the South is saying police and not police.
I thought it was soda pop or
soda pop versus Coke.
Yeah. Which, I mean, why would you say soda pop? I just don't understand.
I mean, let's be honest. Coke, the reason Coke is popular is because it has a differentiating taste. If you take RC Cola and you take Pepsi and you take the labels off them, they taste almost the same. They're just really sweet. But Coke has like a sourness to it.
Yeah. Okay, well, Coke really does have a distinct taste. You're
right. Because there's two facts of business. You're either going to be a cost model business or you're going to be a differentiation business. You can do both. Like, okay, so cost model is Walmart. You're going to get everything there as cheap as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Okay. Differentiation is like Coca-Cola. It tastes different than everything else. Your opinion is that it may be better, but it does taste different.
Yeah.
And it's not always the lowest costing soda at the grocery store, okay? Another example of differentiation strategy is Nordstrom Rack. There are things that are at Nordstrom Rack that are more expensive that you cannot find at other stores.
Okay, so you're basically saying... Oh, why am I getting so nervous right now?
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep talking.
Okay, good.
101.9, the Weasel.
We're back. I just took a.
We gotta have a fake radio station that's maybe got like an animal tied to it.
Which animal are you thinking? Bear?
I was thinking this elephant up here, which does not stand for cancer.
I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't.
Somebody told Brijesh it stands for cancer. What does the elephant stand for?
Cancer.
No, it doesn't. You said it was like prosperity.
Prosperity, power, wisdom, just about everything else
knowledge,
but cancer.
Never forgetting.
Who would assign cancer to an animal?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
What animal do you think is cancerous?
Cancerous?
Yeah.
Probably like, I don't know, like a vulture or something. They always got like a weird mole on their face. No one's ever been like, oh, what a beautiful vulture.
Yeah, I can't really. I mean, mosquitoes maybe. I don't like them, but it is what it is. Okay, so
we started this question just to get back on track. What have you been watching lately?
So I've just been watching videos on how to connect a Rodecaster to GarageBand,
which is that little device over there that you can't see in the screen.
You can't see it.
It's a big. It's got a soundboard on the side, so we can get our Jamaican horns going next episode.
We're gonna have a lot of different sounds. It's gonna be great.
Maybe the Michael Scott.
Yeah. Well, we're professional guys. We're professionals.
Wow, Brijesh, thanks for asking. I've been watching a lot of White Lotus lately. The new season just came out, and shortly after this, I'm going to go home and watch the second episode.
I haven't even watched the first season yet.
It's really good.
The only thing
for anyone listening, I don't mean to cut you off. I think that the episodes or the seasons so far in ranking go 1, 2, 3, 1 being the best season.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is they have somebody that's the host of the hotel that's kind of like a slowly decaying character, and they don't have an arc. They just have a downward slope of the guy goes from being a professional, and then at the end he's like debaucherous and gets fired. For anyone, spoiler alert, I should say that's not Team White Lotus.
Yeah, we should probably put that.
I'm not going to say anything else about it. That's really good. Jennifer Tilly is in it. She's from Legally Blonde. I need a hot dog real bad.
There's only one thing I know about White Lotus, and this one character specifically in one scene. Do you remember? You know the scene I'm talking about?
No.
Where, I mean,
is this like a bonk thing? Like, are you about to be like, yeah? So I don't know if you noticed or not. City Sweeties on there. Is that what you're saying?
No.
You can't don't put your hand
covering the mic. No, when he had his pants off and he had a ridiculous dong.
I don't know anything about that.
You don't know about that?
I wasn't paying attention to
Well,
that scene.
I wasn't even watching it, but I heard about this ridiculous dong. And
I
season one,
myself
White
was
Lotus,
just following the plot as a normal human being.
wonder why. Why are you so interested?
There's like an excellent movie, and you're like, hey, you remember the one time the guy got naked in it?
Dude, okay, if you look up this, just look it up on your phone.
Bonk.
Look up this bonk of a that this dude's got.
Oh, man.
It's pretty wild. So actually, I have been watching. So I watch. I don't know if you guys have heard of Solo Leveling. I doubt any of you guys really have.
I think I've seen some. I don't know anything about it.
It's basically a boy boss that gets it right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to spoil it too much, but
Describe the plot in 5 words or less.
0 to hero.
Okay, good. So is it like more of like a coming of age thing?
Maybe if you add in like medieval like aspects to it too.
Okay, so it's like almost like a Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. Have you ever seen that? The guy goes from being like a pauper to being a knight.
Okay, so a pauper is someone who takes drugs, right?
No, a pauper can be a drug that someone takes that they like. It's like a fume or something.
Yeah.
But a pauper is like the prince and the pauper. Like there's a prince,
Yeah.
high aristocrat. There is someone that's like a serf or like a
Oh.
plebeian in society.
Yeah.
That is a pauper.
Okay, sounds like a
Pauper.
Guy Ritchie film almost.
What is the definition?
I don't have any access to
Who do you think's gonna be the better speller?
this guy. This guy definitely.
Guy.
I don't have.
It's the guy.
My.
Have you ever seen Superbad? There's like a point where Michael Cera's in a room,
Yeah.
and everybody in the room's like, "It's the guy," and he's like, "No, I'm not the guy." And he's like, I think he says, he's like, "Aren't you Jimmy's sister's brother? Didn't you sing at the wedding? You're just not gonna sing for my buddy?" And they like won't let him leave the room, otherwise they're gonna beat him up. But it's Michael Cera has to like sing some song. He's a terrible singer in the movie.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie?
My favorite? Interstellar. But
Okay.
that hands down is
That's in my top 5.
Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is an amazing director.
Okay.
Tenet was a little hard to watch, but I think it could be because I'm stupid. It could be 100% because I'm stupid, but it was still a Christopher Nolan film.
Did you see the thing about Dan Crenshaw this week? He got caught in a hot mic saying he'd kill Tucker Carlson. Like he was like interviewing with a different like news like medium. And was
Is that okay? So if you're caught in a hot mic,
hot mic means you don't think that they're recording, and then someone leaks the hot mic audio. So where Donald Trump said, like the thing in the 2016 election, he was caught on a hot microphone. He has on the recording equipment. They are recording, but it's like for B-roll purposes or like they don't know what they're going to edit out. That clearly was edited out from the Hollywood edition that I think he was supposed to be on with Billy Bean.
Yeah.
Billy Bean. Wow. Skincare, Lubriderm. He puts Lubriderm all over his face and Lubriderm in his hair. And that is his secret to natural beauty.
why do you know that?
Because I tried to put Lubriderm in my hair and it was disgusting. It was the grossest. And then I looked it up and I was like, wow, this is like super bad for my hair. And then like Lubriderm might as well be pouring like 10,000 chemicals on your hair.
So, okay, time out. You went ahead and decided to put Lubriderm in your hair, even though you didn't do any research on it, just because you were inspired by...
Billy Bean said it would work, so I said, I got to ride with Billy Bean. Which, you know what? I'm going to go on a record. I don't think Billy Bean did anything wrong in that clip where he got fired from Hollywood Edition, besides he laughed at what Donald Trump said, and that's why he got fired.
Which, honestly, even if it's an awkward laughter, you would have to laugh it off. There's nothing... when you don't have something to say... You have. That's what I do. I will always just laugh it off. And
I'm an awkward laughter because sometimes people say stuff that's so ridiculous to me. I just can't grab my hands. Like, it's like you work at a restaurant. If someone comes up and they eat all their food and they say, "Didn't really like it. I need a refund." That would be like, "What are you talking about? You cleaned up 3 plates at the buffet."
Yeah, that definitely happens. It's. Yeah, then you awkwardly laugh.
How do you, as someone that runs a restaurant that has a buffet, how do you beat the buffet? How do we really bankrupt you at the buffet? Asking for people that don't look like me.
I'll tell you what, we can see those people from a mile away and we don't let them in.
Have you seen the viral thing where like there's a Chinese buffet and the restaurant gives them a card that's like, "You've now been kicked out. It's time to leave. Leave now and it won't be embarrassing."
There's a 2 hour, I think at Chinese restaurants, there is a 2 hour buffet like you can only sit in this table for 2 hours before you have to get out of there.
Well,
Because some people can dominate a buffet.
Oh man, I own the record at Dino's Diner actually for most rounds of buffet spaghetti. I ate so many. It's all you can eat spaghetti. You bring your own bottle of wine. I drank 2 bottles of red wine, and I ate about 14 bowls of spaghetti. And it was so much spaghetti that they did not have that much spaghetti prepared, and they started to give it to me cold. So the last 3 bowls of that was like cold, icy spaghetti. And
They did it on purpose, didn't they?
yeah, they're trying to get me out of there.
Yeah.
Little did they know I'm an absolute animal.
He's an addict.
Don't put the food in. Yeah, this was when I was like 80 pounds heavier, and I was like, feed me more, give me more.
You want to talk about that? Losing about 80 pounds is a pretty big deal.
Do your best buffet voice where someone's like, yeah, when's there gonna be mango custard out there?
Sir, where's the gulab jamun?
Or the will we be able to go to the Golden Corral? I'm a really big fan of Golden
was
Corral.
it Golden Corral or was it Red Lobster? Wherever they had the all-you-can-eat shrimp.
It was Red Lobster, but that's
Yeah.
not why they went bankrupt. I think it's like they did like a similar McDonald's thing where like someone bought the real estate that Red Lobster was on and then jacked up the rents. But it wasn't from the. They did lose money, but it's like a lost leader. Like diapers are cheap at a baby store or like a grocery store or whatever because it's a lost leader, and you go in there and no one's just going to go in there and grab just diapers.
Do you want to explain what a lost leader is?
Lost leader is something that brings you in the door. So like a good example of a lost leader would be like diapers. Or TVs are a big loss leader. You actually don't make that much profit on a TV, and you bring it in there. You know, it's the opposite strategy for like at Costco. They put all the TVs in the front because they're the most expensive. So if you see something that says $10,000 and then you see something that's $100, it doesn't seem that bad.
No, isn't that what Apple does too? Where they kind of price the next. Say when you were looking for a laptop this time around, it was okay. A $1,500 laptop. Oh, but for $1,700, you can get one extra, or like you can get a little bit more gigabytes.
That's right.
But for $2,200, there's always that next level.
Yeah, you always got to have like do you want the silver, the gold, or the platinum package? And then like if you're offered that option, like if you get 33% of people to get the platinum package, then you've done better. And then you do have people that come in and they are cost sensitive.
Yeah.
And like, are you a cost shopper? Or are you a what's it called? A differentiation shopper. That's a perfect example. Is like, I like Velveeta cheese because it's not cheap. I like the taste of it. So you would pay more to get the Velveeta brand than you would like say the Kroger or the Walmart brand.
Which, I mean, isn't that it's human psychology 101, where you have a cheap bottle of wine, but you trade the label on it, and then you can kind of trick yourself into thinking it's good cheese because it's Velveeta. There's no way.
Are you hitting me with the Little Wayne? Isn't it something? Have you ever seen that deposition? That's the one where he's like, they're like, where were you last night? And he was like, I don't know where I was that day, but last night I was at this baddie's house.
I forgot. I didn't.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking
We're
about.
going to have to clip this in.
Okay. Well, when Lil Wayne has
he's doing a deposition, and then they ask him, isn't it something that blah, 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 blah? And they're trying to say that he was like a bad business partner or something in the deal. And he goes, is your question, isn't it something? Isn't that very subjective? Couldn't everything be something? And then he's like, what's your name? And the lawyer's like, my name is. And he's like, he says the guy's name. He's like, that's a dumbass question. Like that. His next question. Like at a deposition saying next question is wild.
Yeah. I mean, that's a power move.
I gotta go off the cuff here and say the Lil Wayne deposition, any deposition with Kanye West, because he'll just do crazy stuff like put stuff over his head or like put his hands in front of his face and not take them away. Or another good one, if you haven't seen it, is reading the Donald Sterling definition, which we can tweet out after this for the advertisement. And then another good deposition is the My Pillow guy, because he starts it off being like, F everybody in this deposition, let's go, let's do this. It's pretty good.
Okay, well, you know what? You need
and
to send
I'm
those
paraphrasing,
links.
I'm not saying everything.
Well, okay, you know, deposition. Well, I don't think, it's completely, I guess not random. On the topic of lawyers, what do you think of Luigi Mangione? Do you think he's going to beat the case?
As someone that consults for law firms, I'm not going to speak on it.
What do you mean?
As a personal person for Luigi Mangione, no, I do not think.
Apparently, he has a lot of fans. He's been getting a lot of pictures.
Yeah, there's something about that with human psychology, though. Like, if you're a good-looking person, you don't want to convict. Like, they do a study where they say they have like an ugly person that has an asymmetrical face, and they have someone that's a perfectly symmetrical face. Yeah. Same crime, and if they say how much would you sentence them to, the ugly person always gets sentenced more. But like people that are taller, people that are more beautiful, people that meet like the golden ratio.
Yeah.
They always get paid more, they get easier breaks, and they get treated better in society.
Okay, I guess both of us are pretty lucky, right? On that
Yeah,
end.
little Lucky Lotus FM, 101.9, The Weasel.
What was okay? So a couple of topics because I really feel like I'm not adding anything to this
I think
podcast
you're
right.
doing a great
No,
job.
dude, I
Here we
don't know.
go.
I don't know.
Here we go.
I am so
Your
in
mental,
my head right
your
now.
mental block is self-defeat.
I don't have my phone in my hand, and this notepad has nothing.
I love
in
your
it.
little black book, which was the original notes app. You're just writing people's names in there with checked and unchecked boxes.
Okay,
Show everybody your notepad. Don't show them what's on it. Don't show them what's on it. Giving away the secrets. Yeah, little black
There's
book.
nothing on here.
Who's in Burjesh's little black book? We could do a segment. I'm just off the cuff. We could do a segment. How'd you like to go on a date with Burjesh?
We could.
Fill out a Google form. We're doing it.
Traditional way. Let's do it. We'll add that segment in at the end. We'll read the comments and all the Redditors and what
Yeah,
they
we
say.
will. So if you just want to really roast Burjesh, put that in there.
Please do.
And then we'll
Please
read
do.
it on there.
Humble
and
me.
He'll know what a bad job he's doing. He just won't think it. Do you want me to uplift you, or do you want to be like
Degrade me, dude.
Yeah, I'm not going to
spit on my face.
Stop.
Okay, we can't have that.
Pause. Time out. You can clap if you want. We're keeping that in. We clap so we can see the edit and we can know where to edit stuff out.
And
stuff,
what's
so.
crazy is all of our screens are timed out.
Yep, we forgot to turn on our timeout.
So we don't even know. We don't even know if this is working. But
maybe.
thank y'all for at least sticking with us.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Well, let's wrap this up. What segment do you want to do? You want me to pick one?
Pick one.
Who do you think's having the worst week this week in the news?
Worst week. It's got to be Zelensky.
I got two cheating stories we can talk about that are in the news. Would you like to hit that? Okay, because I know that you don't know about these. So I'm gonna start with the first one,
Yeah.
and the second one is even crazier.
Okay, so are you gonna include names or?
Yeah, I'll include names.
Okay.
So there's this girl in KD at Ole Miss that has been accused of cheating on her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Sounds like a story as old as time. Somebody cheats on somebody, not
Yeah.
a big deal. Who did she cheat on her boyfriend with?
Nick Saban.
The guy's dad. That's her boyfriend.
Oh.
After they went to a game, like a game for his little brother, like a rec league, like basketball game or something.
Dude, how do you do that? How do you do that to your son?
Don't know. Apparently his his reasoning for this, or like his how he convinced the girl to do it was he was like, "Don't worry about this. I do it all the time and not get caught." So the girl is in a sorority at an SEC school. There are strict rules about being in a sorority and a fraternity. You can't post pictures that you have alcohol and stuff because it's deemed that it would look trashy to the brand of the sorority and stuff.
Makes sense.
So my understanding is, and this is just from reading different accounts and stuff, I don't know how true this is that she was asked to leave KD and she had to remove her KD Kappa Delta letters from her bio.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a really big thing in
It's
sororities.
devastating. It's devastating.
Yep. She had to remove it. She got kicked out of the sorority. I believe she also leaked their group me, which included like drugs, sex, and alcohol.
Yeah.
And if someone says, "Hey, do you want to buy 10 milligrams of Adderall?" That's drug trafficking.
Yeah.
That's intent to sell. It's a controlled substance.
Yeah.
So
Which I don't do.
they
Neither one
may
of us do Adderall, right?
they may or may not be going down.
Yeah.
And then on top of all this, I believe her boyfriend is the one that posted all of this and outed her. And it's his own dad.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame the guy whatsoever. That whole situation is so
You don't blame the dad?
dude,
I'm just messing. Yeah, clearly.
Dad goes straight to hell.
But yeah, she's probably gonna have to transfer schools, or like, I don't know.
Change your name, something.
Yep.
You have to get out of that.
All right, are you ready for story number 2?
Hit me.
There is a wide receiver in the NFL named Steve Smith.
Okay.
Okay. And this wide receiver is married and has multiple children. And I believe he has been married between 10 and 20 years. Like somewhere, just say aggregate about 15.
So like a normal, like every wide receiver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's married, doing good, doing great, has a bunch of kids, living a normal life. He's retired. His last few seasons, he was on the Baltimore Ravens, and he came back for like some ceremony and got to conduct the band.
Yeah.
Okay. He then went to have an affair with some random lady that's in the volunteer Ravens band.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say this lady looks like Jeff Van Gundy. So look up Jeff Van Gundy. Do you have anything to look it up? I'll show you a picture.
Nothing to look it up on.
Give me 1 second.
This is so frustrating not having it.
Let me look it up and I'll show you. But anyway, I'll continue the story.
Yeah.
So anyway, the way that we found out about this is the husband found out about this and posted it all on Twitter and then called Steve Smith but he had like some all-time lines. Like she said what she wanted to do, like very sexually charged things. And he would reply back to this girl and say, noted. And that was it. Or the husband called her or called him and was like, I know you've been cheating with my wife, and her last name's not going to be my last name anymore, so don't even worry about it. Do you have anything to say for yourself? And he just goes, I'm sorry. I mean, that's all he said. That's all he said. And then it was silent for like a minute.
Well, okay, let's be honest. That's with the story you just told me before that. It seems so much more forgivable than a dad sleeping with his son's girlfriend. That is ridiculous.
I mean, but see, here's the thing: is like if you have a philanderer and a philanderee, and like the philanderee is the person that is cheating on the married person with. You're saying that the Steve Smith situation is better, but he's the person that's cheating with a younger woman after a family event? Or is it worse for the guy that has a stable family and a good situation to go out and wreck someone else's marriage? And just for context, I believe they were married in September 2024, and this was going on before and after the marriage. For the Steve Smith situation.
Jeez.
So which one's worse? Sound off in the comments at Lucky Lotus. Where can they find us?
On YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. Oh, sorry, Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter.
Ooh.
On Instagram.
Did you just dead name Twitter?
I did dead name Twitter. Please don't kick me off, Elon. Please.
All right,
I just made a Twitter account.
Let me show you this Jeff Van Gundy thing. We'll put it in the comments, and then I think we can probably wrap up.
We 100% can.
You got anything to say? So let me show you. I'm going to show Brijesh this picture. So that's what the girl looks like for the Ravens thing with Steve Smith, and that's what Jeff Van Gundy looks like. And they say that she looks like Jeff Van Gundy.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So,
They're
anyway.
not wrong. Yeah. Breaking news.
Do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Well, thanks guys for tuning in. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy we're doing this.
Yeah, me too. We finally did it. This has been like what, 6 weeks in the making?
6 weeks in the making, but every single Tuesday he shows up, we do something, and let's see how this turns out. Let's see.
Gang. I just like to say follow us on social media. So we're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. And then if you guys have any ideas for segments, for interviews, or you'd like to be on the podcast, just reach out.
Yeah.
We're more than open and welcome. If you've got something you want to say, get off your chest. We like wild stories.
Yeah. Don't worry, no one's going to find out about it.
We may have an application for Brijesh to have a girlfriend.
Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that?
Yeah. And thanks for tuning in, and we appreciate your time, and we'll be back with more.
So y'all have a great night.